you just pick a number, and then
All right.
we just go. We it can be anything you want. A lot of them are like mono scenes, real time.
All right.
Um, but you can play it however you want. If you want to jump around from scene to scene or do characters, I don't really care. It's just 10 minutes of fun.
Okay. No problem.
Uh, it if
Wait,
you
did you have
hear
dinner already?
no, no, but if you hear it might not happen, but if you hear like a knock on the door or some kids come in, I'm watching my kids today. So we'll just go with it if that happens. Right now they're watching movies right now. Uh,
Somebody's probably gonna call you later. Dad, it's dinner time.
I know. I'll be like, I'm working right now. I'm having fun now.
And having fun at the same time.
Yes. That's what it's about, man. You just gotta have as much fun as possible. We've got oh, buddy. We've got 69 suggestions. Pick a number 1 to 69.
16. Well, my favorite number is 8, so let's
Wow.
do 8.
I I love it. Here we go. We've got let's see. One, two, three, four, five, six. I always feel like I'm counting a lot more. Sometimes it's like 40. Eight's great.
I don't want to give a big number because I don't want to give you a hard time counting from 1 to 43. So 8 is a good number.
Oh, it's perfect. I have my buddy Jonathan who put together these videos of me just counting for these 10 minutes, which is awesome. So I've got a whole stack of videos I'm going to just release of just somebody gives a suggestion, then you just watch me count. It's very funny.
Because you're
Art,
very good at it too.
oh, thank you. Counting's my jam, buddy. We have the suggestion from Lakshmi, and it's glistening. Glistening.
Listening.
Yeah. Thanks, Lakshmi.
Thanks, Laxmi. Oh, you got something here.
Oh shit. Oh, it's in this eye, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. Oh,
There.
did you get it?
Yeah, I think I got it. Man,
It's
where did you
got to
come
be.
from? Glitters on your face?
Oh, well, I was at a birthday party, and it was outdoors. It was very hot, and I'm a sweater by nature. Like I sweat an awful lot, and they had one of these cakes, but you didn't know it was a cake. It was in a box, and it looked like a present. And then they opened it up, and it was a cake, but then glitter shot out of the cake as well. Like it was really cool, but it got all over me, and so I was trying to clean it out in the car before I got here, and it just yeah, I got some, and it's just because I'm sweating, it just sticks to my. I'm gonna have glitter everywhere. I'm like they're gonna be for days. I'm gonna be trying to take glitter off my face.
Wow, what a story. I mean, you always come up with good stories, don't you?
Well,
You're very good at it.
um, thank you. Clive, thank you for that. Yeah, I come from a long line of storytellers. My dad was a storyteller. My mom, they were actual like they were poets as well, and so I guess I just inherited that.
Yeah, but you know what, Sam? Sometimes your stories are, you know, repeated, and sometimes I don't know if I should um believe it anymore.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I mean, I probably told you the time that my dad was working on our roof and he fell over, and I heard this loud crash, and I was like, oh boy, something's going on with dad there. And I saw him in the kitchen, and he had climbed up our stairs on his elbows. He toppled over the garage there, and he broke his ankles.
See,
That's
that's another great story, right? I mean, it's an excuse, it's an alibi to get you off the hook of something, which you
yeah.
always do.
Yeah, yeah. And again, I know I said like let's meet at 5:30 and I'm oh man, I'm almost 3 hours late. So I want to thank you for just sticking around. Like I feel like
I
a
know.
jerk for making you sit here for 3 hours.
Yeah, we're trying to organize this party, and I mean, we can't do it if you're always going to be like this. You know what, Sam? We
I
gotta be organized. We gotta be on time. We gotta be responsible for each other.
God,
Okay, this is the two of us having this business.
God, yeah. It reminds me of the
And
time that I was stuck in Berlin, and I didn't have a single ounce of money to my name. I didn't have any sort of food or beverage, and I didn't know how I was going to get home, to be honest with you. And I wandered the streets of Berlin, all night, and I was just thinking, how am I going to get back home? How will I get back home? And I sat down right by the side of a river, and I just put my hand right to my head and I said, if there is a God, please, will something just appear to. And before I could finish that thought, I heard a honk. And it was the
oh,
sound of it was a scooter. A moped pulled up right next to me. And you'll never guess who was there. You'll never guess who it was.
tell me.
It was George Plimpton. He was a journalist. He was a
You
adventurer.
George Clinton?
Yeah. And he said, "You look like you're downtrodden." I said, "George Plimpton, you have no idea." He said, "Hop on the back," and he gave me a ride. He took me right to the airport. He gave me a few bucks and wished me well. But yeah, but anyway, back to this, back to us making this a successful business. You have my full undivided attention right now. Clive, I mean, I'm here to help. What can I do to help you? What needs to be done? What needs to be done? I'm your guy. I'm your guy.
I'm thinking for this party, it's a wedding, you know?
Ugh. Did I ever tell you
I'm
when
s-
I went to George Clooney's wedding?
you did.
I
But
was invited to George Clooney's wedding. Again, it was a freak occurrence. My cousin knew his cousin, and so he we were just talking one day, and I was at my cousin's, and we hear a knock on the door. And I was like, who's supposed to be here? Just the two of us, you know. My cousin and I were rolling cigars. We were in that cigar business for a hot second, and George Clooney's at the door. And George Clooney comes in. My cousin had to take a phone call. I sat there and I talked to George Clooney. I mean, it was 45 minutes, but it seemed like we were old buddies. Fast forward 2 weeks, I'm walking down in Los Angeles. I see Pink's Hot Dog. Who's standing there? George Clooney. And George said, "Hey, come here, come here, come here." He was talking with Matt Damon, and he said, tell us the story about George Plimpton. I told him my George Plimpton story. Next thing I know, fast forward 2 weeks later, I get a call from George. He wants me to tell that same story at his wedding. So yeah, anyway, let's get back to the wedding we're talking about where we're doing this.
that's funny because you've met a lot of George in your lifetime, and this is George's wedding.
Yeah.
George Smith. Remember George Smith, right?
Oh, how could I forget George Smith? He's an author. He loves nature. He's
He's
man.
the kindest man that you will ever meet. So he's finally
You know
getting
who I
married.
met once?
52
The
years old.
Dalai Lama. You talk about a kind guy. The Dalai Lama is a kind soul. I mean, once you meet the Dalai, you're never the same.
Well, he always used to say, it's never too late. He's getting married at 52 for the first time.
I mean, God
And
bless him.
he didn't think that he would be able to do this, but he finally found someone. So, and it's half his age. She's
Yeah,
half his age. But
there's
that's all right
there's
because,
someone for
you know,
everyone.
this girl, made him shine. This girl made him sparkle. This girl brought out the best in him. So finally, it's time to not.
You know who brought out the best in me? The year was 1979. I
Oh,
I was in the Peace Corps, and I was stationed in a rural valley in Uganda. It was a rural village there, and I said I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my life, but I'm gonna dedicate it to meeting people. And the Red Cross came in, and everybody started getting excited because we were finally getting medical supplies. And I was digging some irrigation ditches and putting in some water pumps, and out of the tent, the medical tent, I see an angel. Like, I literally thought it was an angel, Clive, walking towards me. Sunglasses, a big smile on her face, the sun shining brightly right behind her, her locks flowing. Right, it was cascading. She looked like she was an angel. And it was Audrey Hepburn.
oh my
And,
God.
and we spent
You
the
must be kidding me.
no, no, and we spent the
The
most.
people that you meet, Sam,
Yeah,
George, Aubrey, and
yeah.
then you meet me.
Well, and you know who was with her on that Red Cross mission? None other than George Papard. Most people know him from the A Team, but he was a very well-known actor back in the day. And I mean, I think I have an affinity for George's. My dad's name was George. Your dad's name is George, and I mean, that's a connection we have right there.
My second name is George.
Your
I'm
second,
Clive George.
your second name, if absolutely. Anyway,
Yeah, that's what my dad.
I feel like I should be doing more. You tell me what do you need me to do, and I will be there.
Okay, since you have been meeting a lot of these very important
Yeah,
people, and this is a very important wedding of the George,
yeah.
our George, I want you to convert that experience into this wedding. I mean, I see gold,
Mm.
I see glitter, I see flowers that are silver. Can you see that?
Yeah. I
What
see.
else can you see?
Well, there's only one person who could serve as entertainment at this wedding.
Don't tell me that's someone named George.
Yeah, it is. It's George. First, just George. It's the hottest act coming out. He used to be a backup dancer for Lady Gaga.
Ooh,
Yeah. You want Gaga?
fantastic.
I'll get Gaga. You want Gaga? I'll put a call in to get Gaga.
Well, if you can do that, Sam, that would be amazing. The backup vocalist and the main vocalist, Gaga,
Yeah,
in George's wedding,
yeah.
that would be fantastic. I mean, his wife, who is half his age, will definitely enjoy that. The Gaga concert on their wedding.
Well,
You're amazing. You're amazing, Sam.
thanks for
Here,
waiting here.
here, have some of this.
Oh, to us.
To us. Let me light it for you.
Scene! Oh, yeah!
Okay.
That was so fun, man.
It's fun doing a scene with you. I always feel that you have your partner's back every time I watch you do your scenes. You're amazing.
Thanks, man. That's the to me that's the name of the game, right?
Yes. And like what I said to you earlier, I feel like you're the epitome of who every improviser should strive for, you know?
Well, I'm really just a mirror, and I just reflect back what I'm given. So that's a compliment to all those folks that I got to play with because, and like you, like it was so fun playing with you, and like you gave me such a gift of saying I had great stories to tell, and I was a great storyteller. Like that was a huge gift, man. Like that you let me go off on this whole path of telling stories. The whole scene, it was wonderful. I loved it.
You know why? Because you do have great stories to tell all the time. Whenever I watch your Ask Me Jay Suko videos or your scenes with everybody, your duo scenes. You have great stories to tell all the time, and you're an amazing guy. What an amazing guy you are.
And thank you for your support. Like this is the first time we've talked in person. We've talked online, like we know each other through social media, but like
Yeah.
we've never before this scene, we never had a chance to like face to face talk.
Yes, although I was part of that test audience that you did
Yeah.
for a show, but we never really got to talk this way. So I'm really glad that this happened.
Yeah. Like what, how did you get interested? How did you get started in improv?
Um, about 2 years ago, exactly this month, September, that was 2018, a friend of mine invited me to a show of Spit. That
Yeah.
is like the premier improv group in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So I went there not knowing what improv was. I just thought it's a comedy show, fine, we're gonna have a laugh. And so I did come there, and then I laughed so hard, and
Mm.
I've never laughed so hard in a long time. And I remember telling myself, this is so much fun. I can do this. Why didn't I hear of this before? And
Yeah.
then there was a portion there in the show where they invite audience members to participate on stage. And I was volunteered by my friends to join them. And they were doing scene work, and then the audience member will do the sounds that they were trying to make. So
Yeah.
I said, wow, this is so, and I can't believe that there's no script, there's no preparation, but
Yeah.
they were able to create and come up with something fantastic. And so I didn't know that there were classes going on. But after a week, I found out that there's a teaser class. And so without thinking twice, I immediately signed up for it. And the
Really?
rest was, it was done by Third World Improv, which is the same people behind Spit.
Yeah. It's what's funny is I talked to a lot of people who like experience improv, go see a show, and then they're like, it takes them a while to sign up. But I love that you're like, I saw a class right away, and I'm hopping in 100%.
Yes, yes, yes. And I was actually wondering why I didn't hear about improv before. I've probably been living under a rock. I didn't, I had no, I probably heard it once or twice, but didn't really know what it was about. So when I watched that show, I had an aha moment. Oh, so this is it.
Yeah. Well,
And it was,
no, no, go ahead.
yeah, it was. So I've been taking classes for 2 years, and it was actually our graduation showcase the weekend that our city was declared to be on lockdown. So of course that didn't happen. So
Wow,
we just did a little ceremony online for the graduation.
so you haven't, that's interesting. You got right up to doing it, and then the lockdown happened.
Yes. What a
Wow.
timing. That same
Right?
weekend.
Uh, do you do a lot of like jams and how are you enjoying the virtual improv experience now?
I mean, I can't imagine going through this pandemic, this past 5 months without improv in my life. I mean,
Yeah.
it's giving me so much joy, and the the idea of being able to connect with people from all over the world. I mean, mind-boggling. I'm doing a scene with you now, and I'm talking to you now. This probably didn't would not have happened if there's no pandemic. So this is like a gift that we received from a bad situation. What a blessing it is, right?
100%. The chances of us meeting, finding time and a space and a location to do a show together it would be very remote. Unless it's like we're both at the same festival or, it would just be almost impossible. But now you can reach out to so many, like you're saying, so many people around the world. Like you're in the Philippines right now. I'm in Los Angeles and we just had to sync up our schedules and then it's like great, let's go and let's do it. And I think it's a huge it's definitely the biggest thing to happen this virtual improv since I started. This is definitely the biggest thing, and to make it more accessible, like I can't see anything better that's happened. It's a big silver lining, like you said, a big gift.
Hmm. Right. Well, I know that you've probably been asked this a lot of times, and you asked this to a lot of people as well. But how did you get into improv, if I may ask?
Oh, yeah, thanks for asking. My parents gave me improv classes at Second City as a Christmas present. So they
Wow.
said, "We think you'd like this," and I was going to my it was my final year at university, and I was driving like 3 hours to take a class. Like I'd come up Friday night, or the class was Saturday at noon. So I would drive up, take a class, and then basically I would go back to university, and I did that from January until I graduated, basically. And I would come take a class, and then I'd turn around and go back to school. And it was the highlight of my week for sure. Like once I took a class, my first class, I couldn't wait to do it. And then I just kept taking more classes, but it was not any like I'm gonna pursue this as a career. It was more just like, wow, this is real. I'm laughing more in these 3 hours than I do anywhere else during my life. So I'm going to keep going and taking these classes. And I met so many interesting and fun people, and it just became something that just blossomed. But yeah, that's how I got started.
Well, my only regret in being in this community is that I wish that I could have joined when I was a toddler,
Yeah.
much earlier.
Well, and if you think about it, when you're a kid, you did improvise. It just wasn't didn't say what it was, but you found people who made you laugh, and you played with them, and you were doing it early on. It just wasn't in a structured class setting. But I know like there have been theaters I've worked at where they have improv classes for like 4 year olds on up, where they're teaching them games and things like that. But I think we've done for our lives. It's been called play, but you've kind of done a lot of the similar type of improv stuff. So and then a lot of us get away from it. We do it as young kids, and then we forget we play is not important. Stop playing around, stop having fun, get serious. And then later on in life, I think a lot of us come back to it, and that's why we love it so much. Is it's a sense of play.
That brings back a memory of mine when I was in school. Um, my classmates and I used to do scenes on the street while walking. We try to get people's attention,
Yes.
and we try to fight each other and shout at each other and try to do a social experiment and see how would people react. Will they try to stop us or will
Yes.
they just stare at us?
Yeah.
And now I realize that is actually improv already, but we didn't know about it.
100%. 100%. That you're right on the money. You were doing it before. It just wasn't in your mind the term improv.
Yes, correct.
Uh, that's great, man. How if people want to follow you, check out what you're doing, meet, do a scene with you, or just anything like that. What's the best way they can do that? Facebook?
Well, my improv group in the Philippines is called Karambola Improv Manila, so they can check out the Facebook page for updates and also Halo Halo. And I'm also fortunate to be part of Queen City Comedy's Global Improv Project. We just have a name now. It's Ridgely. We are named Ridgely, the long form team. So we're
Awesome.
going to have a debut performance on September 25 at 9 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's a Friday night. But in the Philippines, that's Saturday, September 26th, 9 a.m. So
And
I'm very glad to be part of that family, Queen City Comedy. They're amazing.
oh, it's huge. Carla and all the folks that are there that have set
Yeah.
that up, like I think they are pioneers leading the way in this virtual scene, and that's awesome that you're a part of it. That's a huge compliment, but also like, yeah, good. They need you in that group. So that's great. I'll put all of that stuff up that people can check that out.
Thanks a lot, Jay.
Oh, you're the best. It was really great playing with you. I can't wait to do it again, whether it's face to face or another virtual scene. Thanks so much.
Same here. Same here. Thank you very much, Jay.
Have a great one.
See
Bye.
you again.